not a day in my life. You know me, my dog, stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. 20 of us, that's 20 goons in the ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Come on, 180! Right there, 54 Mike. Yeah. Deuce.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And he'll be taken down right around the 27.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Let's get it together.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Give him 6 yards in the first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
It's a safety creek. Right there, 54. Hey, box truck. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
At their own 38-yard line.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. After the interception, here's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Jackson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Evades the tackler, and now some space. A huge play there for Denver. 49 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Nick Chubb, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Being chased out left. Open man is Michael Thomas. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That's taken it around the 40. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And some room to maneuver. 20. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 6-yard line. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Saints' 7-yard line.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. What?
Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Throwing is Jackson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Olivier Vernon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Brings up 2nd
Tighten up,
and
tighten up,
9
tighten up.
at the 23-yard line.
Topper! Hey, 18. Hey, seam 6. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Watch the screen.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
18.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there second touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left, early in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going. Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson, and he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. They give to Chubb out of the gun. Yeah, he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Hey, Irvin. 55.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Throwing right, and that's complete. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Now Trubisky on 1st down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Chubb. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Coming. Mike, 55.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Mike 55! Mike 55! Coming, baby, I'm coming, baby! Woo! Mike 55! 55! Check, 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 check! Mike 55!
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's got his tight end Fant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Now Jackson on 1st down. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 17-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. The best multitasker in the business, the coach. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way.
Jim. Hey, ball.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A nice gain of 21 yards.
First down.
18. So we got man. Pilot, 64, weak. Man, don't. Go. 54 is Mike. Ran, touch. Watch 54. They can't hang with us. Mike, 54. Lock in. 54. Jump.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Check, Mike, get up.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Check, watch 54. Bring it. No. Off. Lock in. Smooth. Mike 54.
They go play action with Trubisky. Wright's got it. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They get 3 yards closer but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. The kick by Lutz is good. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got his man on the out route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run. Chubb. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Sheldon Rankins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Jackson. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
61, matchbox snipe.
At the 37-yard line.
Alert, 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 alert. Blue.
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Jannard Avery in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Brings up third down.
Let's see what they draw up here. Third and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Alert, alert. Watch his flat. Watch his flat. Check. Hey, Delta.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big 30-yard play on third.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
Right there, right there. Hey, zoom. Switch up, switch up.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. Dancing to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Watch his slap.
On the run, this is Jackson. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. General West. Hey, check 24. Watch 25.
They run again with Jackson. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Let's get it.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check. Lucky.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Rush in. Check, go get him.
Here's Jackson on third down. This is the tight end Fant. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the 24, Trubisky. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 76 yards. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a handoff looking right.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike.
Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
56, the Mike, boy, 56. Check 56. Ricky. Mike 56, Mike 56. Defense wins championships, baby. 56, Mike 56, right there. Go. Zoom.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
Right, 80. Alert, 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 alert. 54. Let him know, let him know. Ran, up. Shoot.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Shoot. Hey, alert.
Throwing on 2nd down. Trubisky. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A huge play there for Denver. 51 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Jackson now, throwing again. Steps away to his left. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
55.
Again, Jackson. Looking for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike.
On 4th down, Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Edwards. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. They'll give it to Chubb, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it second and goal as they look for a late touchdown. They'll try again with Chubb. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. He can't get him down. He won't go down. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Oh, Trubisky going to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
At the 14-yard line.
Hey, Haywood. Let's go.
Here's Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And sensing the momentum may be changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Returnable here for Davis. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. They have gone to the fourth quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. The Browns, they have scored again to add on to their lead. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. He'll look to throw. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Hey, Alpha. Don't get nervous.
18.
Now it's Trubisky. Looking left sideline, it's complete. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. This from long, very long range. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it. And victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for New Orleans, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Let me find out.